Before the arrival of children, you and your partner were simply that. A couple, two lovers intertwined in a world of shared dreams, spontaneous adventures, and undivided attention. Life revolved around us. Then a tiny human enters, and suddenly you're transformed into team parenthood. This shift is an absolute certainty. No one can truly anticipate the seismic upheaval a child brings into a relationship. It's a beautiful, overwhelming, and often messy journey that redefines every facet of daily existence. The common misconception is that this monumental change inevitably spells the end of romance, that the demands of parenthood extinguish the sparks of passion and connection. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Marriage will undeniably change when children arrive. But that doesn't mean love, romance, or intimacy will vanish. The key lies in understanding that romance, after having children, simply evolves. It transforms into a different, often more profound, shape, one that is more mature, deeply rooted, and intensely real. It's less about grand gestures and more about the quiet, unwavering commitment to a shared life. How marriage transforms after children arrive. The introduction of a child into a marriage is akin to dropping a pebble into a calm pond. The ripples extend everywhere, touching every surface. Life as you knew it undergoes a radical metamorphosis. Firstly, your daily schedule is completely upended. Gone are the days of the leisurely mornings, spontaneous late-night conversations, or uninterrupted sleep. Sleep deprivation becomes a constant companion, a form of exhaustion that pervades every moment. Your once flexible routine now revolves entirely around feeding schedules, diaper changes, nap times, and countless other demands of a newborn. This lack of sleep and relentless schedule leaves both partners perpetually tired, with little energy left for themselves, let alone each other. Secondly, responsibilities multiply exponentially. What was once a relationship where two people primarily cared for each other now shifts to a dynamic where both are jointly responsible for the fragile life of another human being. The mental load is immense, encompassing everything from doctor's appointments and developmental milestones to childcare arrangements and household management. This new weight of responsibility can feel overwhelming, altering the balance of power and duties within the relationship. Consequently, spontaneous date nights become a distant memory, replaced by hurried meals between babies' cries, or evenings spent collapsing into bed. The long, intimate conversations that stretched into the early hours of the morning are replaced by hushed whispers in the dark, discussing the baby's last feeding or the chores for tomorrow. The very concept of private time shrinks, often reduced to precious, fleeting moments that are rarely truly private. Crucially, the focus shifts overwhelmingly towards the child. What was once us, our dreams, our plans, our needs, inevitably morphs into our child. Every decision, every conversation, every emotion often circles back to the baby. While this devotion is natural and beautiful, it can inadvertently push the marital bond into the background, leaving partners feeling like co-parents rather than lovers. This new reality can also be fertile ground for new conflicts. Disagreements may arise over parenting styles, financial pressures, especially if one parent takes time off work, or the unequal distribution of household chores and childcare duties. The delicate balance of the pre-child relationship is tested, and unresolved issues can fester. Furthermore, physical intimacy may become less frequent, and feelings of closeness can be neglected as exhaustion and new priorities take precedence. The energy required for desire often falls prey to the sheer demands of parenthood. In essence, having children doesn't just change your daily habits. It fundamentally alters your roles, your psychological landscape, and ultimately how you perceive and interact with each other. It's a profound, comprehensive shift that requires immense adaptation. Why romance so easily gets forgotten after having children. Given the seismic shifts in married life after children, it's understandable why romance often feels like a luxury that parents simply cannot afford. It's not that the love disappears, but its expression can become muted, sidelined by the overwhelming demands of everyday life. There are several subjective reasons why romance easily gets overlooked. Prioritizing the child above all else. For most parents, the well-being of their child becomes the absolute top priority. Every spare moment, every ounce of energy is directed towards nurturing the little one, leaving little in reserve for the marital relationship. Exhaustion leaves no mental space for intimacy. The chronic lack of sleep and relentless demands of childcare are incredibly draining. When you're perpetually exhausted, the mental and emotional energy required to be thoughtful, romantic, or even just present for your partner simply isn't there. It's hard to feel amorous when you're dreaming of a quiet nap. The misconception that romance is no longer needed after kids. Some couples mistakenly believe that once children arrive, the romantic phase of their relationship is over. They might think, we have kids now, we're a family, so why worry about romance? This dangerous mindset can lead to complacency and neglect of the very bond that forms the family's foundation. Beyond these internal factors, objective circumstances also play a significant role. Lack of support for childcare. Many parents lack a reliable support system, grandparents, trusted friends, or affordable babysitters to watch their children, making it nearly impossible to carve out time alone. For dates or intimate moments, financial pressures. Raising children is expensive. Increased financial strain can lead to stress, arguments, and a feeling that disposable income can't be spent on luxuries like date nights or thoughtful gifts. Crowded living environments, lack of private space. For many, living in smaller homes or shared spaces means there's simply no private sanctuary for intimacy or quiet conversation once the children are asleep. In this landscape, romance doesn't vanish into thin air, but it often gets silently replaced by the immediate, urgent needs of daily living: bills, diapers, feedings, and the desperate longing for sleep. However, if the spousal relationship isn't actively nurtured, the bond can gradually fade without either partner even realizing it, creating a chasm that becomes increasingly difficult to bridge. Romance can change form. It doesn't disappear. While grand cinematic gestures might become rare, the essence of romance in a post-children marriage shifts into something equally, if not more, profound. It's a love expressed through shared responsibilities, quiet understanding, and unwavering support. Romance after having children looks like collaborating on childcare. It's sharing the load, washing bottles together, changing diapers without being asked, or taking turns bathing the baby, ensuring one parent isn't left to face the overwhelming tasks alone. This shared burden, done with willingness, is a powerful act of love. Simple acts of consideration. It's brewing a fresh cup of coffee for your partner in the morning, knowing they'll need that caffeine boost to face the day. It's a thoughtful text message during a hectic workday asking, "Did you manage to get any sleep?" Or, "Thinking of you." Brief moments of physical connection. It's holding each other for a few seconds before drifting off to sleep. Even when utterly exhausted, a silent acknowledgement of presence and comfort. It's stealing a quick kiss in the kitchen while the baby is distracted. Shared joy in their child's milestones. It's looking at each other, eyes twinkling, sharing a private smile when your child says their first word, takes their first step, or achieves something new. A moment of pure, shared delight that strengthens your bond. Unwavering appreciation. It's complimenting your wife, telling her she's beautiful even when her hair is messy, her clothes are stained with spit up, and she feels anything but glamorous. It's recognizing her sacrifices and effort, scheduled, uninterrupted mini-dates. It's making a conscious effort to schedule a small date once a month, even if it's just ordering takeout after the kids are asleep and eating it at the table without interruptions. Just the two of you, or a short walk around the block, holding hands. Heartfelt acknowledgements. It's leaving a handwritten note that says, "I know you're incredibly tired today, and I appreciate everything you do." A small gesture that speaks volumes of empathy and gratitude. These small acts aren't glamorous by traditional standards. They won't win you a romantic comedy award, but they are precisely the kind of resilient, enduring romance that a mature love needs to thrive. They are acts of service, words of affirmation, and quality time condensed into bite-sized, achievable moments that speak directly to the heart of shared parenthood. How to maintain connection and nurture love after having children. Nurturing the marital bond after children requires deliberate effort, but it's an investment with invaluable returns. It's about being proactive and creative in how you show up for each other. A. Prioritize active communication. Don't let your conversations revolve solely around your child's schedule, milestones, or needs. Make a conscious effort to talk about yourselves, your individual days, your feelings, your thoughts, and even your non-parenting interests. Share your emotions, including the challenging ones, fostering an environment where vulnerability is safe. Ask open-ended questions that invite deeper conversation beyond just, "How was your day?" B. Maintain small acts of love and affection. The grand gestures may be less frequent, but small, consistent acts of love are the true glue. Make it a daily habit to ask each other, "How are you really doing today?" Offer frequent hugs, even when there's no obvious reason, just to feel connected. Express appreciation and offer genuine compliments regularly, acknowledging each other's efforts and positive qualities. These micro moments of affection build a reservoir of goodwill. C. Create dedicated time for just the two of you. This is perhaps the most challenging but essential step. If possible, arrange for childcare support from family members or hire a babysitter. Even for just an hour or two, set aside a specific day or evening once a month, or even bi-weekly, exclusively for the two of you. This doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a walk in the park, a quiet dinner at home after the kids are asleep, or simply watching a movie together without interruption. The goal is uninterrupted, quality time to reconnect as partners, not just parents. D. Don't forget self-care. It sounds counterintuitive when time is so scarce, but nurturing yourself is crucial for nurturing your relationship. When you feel valued, rested, and fulfilled as an individual, you'll have more emotional and physical energy to give to your partner. Remember, love cannot truly thrive between two empty vessels. Take short breaks, pursue a hobby for a few minutes, or simply rest when needed. When you prioritize your own well-being, you bring a more vibrant, resilient, and loving self back to the partnership. Conclusion: love adapts, it doesn't disappear. Having children doesn't extinguish love, it merely compels love to adapt, to evolve into a richer, more nuanced form. Marriage after childbirth may not always be a fireworks display of explosive emotions, but if both partners consciously and consistently put in the effort to nurture it, it will become far more stable, deeply warm, and robust enough to endure the long journey of life together. It doesn't need to be sweet every day. It just needs to be remembered every single day that you are not just your child's parents, you are still each other's lovers. This enduring remembrance, this continuous choice to see and cherish the partner within the parent is the true secret to a fulfilling and happy marriage that stands the test of time and the beautiful chaos of family life.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.